Welcome back, you beautiful Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf, and this is called Doc Talk Live. And today we're going to be taking your questions. If you have them, you can send them in. And let me just ask my staff one question. Did you put Restream up there so that we could read the questions? Remember, I have new staff, everybody, so we may not be able to do it today, but I guarantee you this is going to be educational and informative. And understand something. Juan, go get me a phone, and I will give you the phone number, which I want you to text your messages on, okay? You can text me to go get the blue phone, Juan. I don't know. Go find it. It'll be in the other room. And you can text all your questions to 469-861-8884. My staff are great. We've got a lot going on. We just built a brand new, beautiful studio. I just got back yesterday. Well, actually, the night before, okay? And now we're just going to unleash the power to heal for everybody around the planet. Remember something. We are all family. And what does family mean? Family means loyalty, integrity, okay? All right? And that's what we need to have today, is loyalty and integrity to ourselves so that we can have it for each other, okay? 469-861-8884. And if you could, Rafa, figure out how you can put that phone number up so everybody can see it.
And Daryl, I can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me. Rafa? Can you hear me now, Cheryl?
Not much better.
Okay, Cheryl, you might have to turn up your volume. Is your volume turned up, love?
All the way to the top.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I literally have always been able to hear you, and this time you're really, really low.
Okay, guys, we need to make sure we have all these bugs out before we start.
That's it, right there. I heard you.
Okay, Rafa, that was our problem, okay? She can hear me now. So whatever you did, remember you did it. Okay, all right, so welcome back, everybody, okay? You know what, we may get started off a little bumpy, but isn't that the way it goes sometimes? And it doesn't matter, the bumps in the road, it just means we slow down, we take a breath, we'll work it out. And this is our brand new studio. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 different studios within BHN studio here, okay? All right. So anyways, hi Cheryl.
Hi, Daryl.
How are you?
I'm always fabulous.
I know you are. And you want to know something? It's all programming. And when you know what? Do you know what really pisses people off, Cheryl?
That I'm really happy?
That's right. That pisses people off because people, the majority of the population is not really happy. And please do not get me wrong. And it's not because they're not happy. You know, as my grandmother used to say to me, Cheryl, Daryl, your grandfather's not grumpy. He's just constipated. Okay? And the reality is we're constipated on an emotional and physical level. Tell me we're not. Tell me that you don't have dysfunctional beliefs that are blocking you from having what you want in your life. I get everything I want in my life, and I don't have to compete with anyone. I don't have to cheat anyone. I don't have to lie to anyone, because the universal creator said, Daryl, don't tell me what you don't want. Tell me what you do want. And that's all I do. And then when I tell the creator of everything, my God, my creator, my source, I just sit back and relax and know that it will come to me. Whenever I think about it, I am so easy with it, and I know I deserve it because I don't have a religion that tells me I'm a sinner or a loser or I'm guilty, because the reality is that's no way to heal, that's no way to feel. And understand, if you are feeling guilty because of who you are, or you are feeling that you're healing, you don't deserve it, well, guess what? You're never going to get healed. What do you think, Cheryl?
That's absolutely the truth. Even when I'm working with clients that are doing everything for the perfect day, the truth is, if they're talking to themselves in their heads in such a negative way that they're constantly putting themselves down, they never get better. They don't absorb the nutrients. They just continue to barely survive. And that's not a joy-filled life. So yes, emotional well-being is everything.
If you're not going to accept a higher vibration, then you'll just block it. Okay?
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not telling you that we're just a piece of people's healing, because the major piece is got to be that you're not searching for peace. You're searching for alignment on an emotional and physical level. And understand this. Cheryl has been doing this and working with us. She's a master practitioner, and she'll tell you after I tell you, and she'll tell you how she feels. But guess what? When somebody walks into our clinic here in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, whether they're coming here for just a treatment or they're coming here for days to weeks to actually heal themselves, because they can only heal themselves, I can tell you when they walk in the door where their personality is. I can tell if they don't change their personality, their reality is going to be disease, because they're not at ease with who they are, because they're not who they truly should be. And that is a light energy, electrical, magnetic being that never judges oneself, that only observes oneself. But you go ahead, you go and buy into that religion that you have a million rules created by fools that actually judge you and you don't even know it. I talk like this, and I talk strong and aggressive, because the reality is there's a lot of children and a lot of women that are actually out there that are actually being programmed, okay, to be controlled. Oh, and men too, but it's mainly men that do the controlling out there. Tell me I'm wrong. And the reality is this, when somebody walks into me and they say, Dr. Wolf, guess what? I want to heal from this. And I go, well, we can do this. And they go, well, it's in the hands of my da-da-da. And I'm going, really? No, it's teamwork. If you don't want to take massive personal action on a physical level on this planet, and with your creator, your God, whatever you want to call that, and you don't want to do a team effort, guess what? It's not going to last. You are gifted a body, and guess what? Everybody, okay, I have never seen a time in my life in the last few years that everybody needs an outside, external savior. Cheryl, what about you when somebody comes? Can you pretty well tell if they're not willing to love themselves more, let themselves off the hook, get rid of the invisible bonds that bond them, otherwise programs that have been put into their subconscious so deep they can't even access them unless we give them the help? That's it.
I can tell the minute they walk through my door by just how they stand and hold their body and their posture. And then even as I'm working on them or doing anything or engaging with them, they are constantly putting themselves down. Or I can hear them mumble to themselves, like, oh, you're so stupid. How did you do that? The constant rhetoric in their heads of self-deprecation. And I try at the very least to get them to start positive talking. When someone comes to me and says, I'm in so much pain, and I said, well, as long as you keep saying I'm in so much pain, that's all you can create. I said, how about my body is actually getting my attention, and this is where I need to focus. So it's just about rewiring how we speak to ourselves, and then finding that unconditional self-love that I bet less than 1% of 1% of the planet even knows what that is.
Understand something, and a lot of people will get this when I say it. You can read it in some books. We were created in the image of our Creator. But what do you think that actually means? That means watch your thoughts, watch your mouth. Watch your thoughts, watch your mouth. Take a look at your thoughts. Do your thoughts actually limit you, or do they create unlimited healing, unlimited possibility? Do your thoughts allow you to live your passion, your purpose? Okay, because understand something right now. We've all been schooled to just become little bloody robots and go out and find a job. Well, I don't need a job. And guess what? Just so you know, it's a good thing you didn't hire me, because I got fired from every job that I ever worked at. Or I quit. One time I went and worked night shift. Well, that didn't last long. Okay? Understand something. I was never ever programmed to the point that suffering was ever going to be a prominent, dominant belief for me. I am not suffering for the world. I am not suffering for my family. And guess what? Did you ever notice that the sufferers never come out with any ideas except suffering? Okay, so just know that. So suffering is the way to the Lord, everyone. Suffering is the way. Oh my God, I learned so much through my suffering. Are you like out of your skull? Why can't you learn through self-loving, not through self-suffering? You know what? You can learn 100 times more through self-loving than self-suffering, and do some homework and find out, because suffering actually puts you into a fight, fright, flight response. You're not in the present moment, and if you're not in the present moment, you can't change anything about yourself. And if you want to change your life, you got to change yourself. You can't change anybody else and think that you're going to have permanent happiness. I will have permanent happiness for the rest of my life. Did you get that? I want you to understand, I will have permanent happiness for the rest of my life, because that is a prominent, dominant belief. Wait a minute, are you trying to tell me that you are going to stay happy if somebody in your family is suffering or hurting or they pass on, Daryl? I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to fall apart. I'm not going to release adrenaline and cortisol and histamine in my body and wear myself totally out and get out of ease, out of alignment, to create a disease for myself because somebody in my family is suffering. And understand something, don't tell me, because this is a reality. Guess what? The person that's admired the most in the family is the one that suffers for the family the most. And this is the corruption that goes on. And whether you want to believe it or not, it all starts from the invisible to the physical. The psychological rules the biological. Go look at Bruce Lipton's work. Go look at Joe Dispenza. Go look at a lot of these people that are admired out there. And the reality is all they do is they just reconfirm that, guess what? You were created to create. You weren't created to wait for your creator to create. And that is called the sucker punch. Cheryl?
That's absolutely true. That's what I believe. I go through life believing that I am creation creating, which means that I'm mindful of my thoughts. I love myself intensely, and every single moment of my life is filled with joy because I'm creating it, and I get to do it on purpose. So I'm going to make it the most fun I could ever have while I'm in this three-dimensional experience. And I'm walking through the Humanopoly game in this wonderful little, carbon suit. And I love that we have a way of cracking people's coconut and getting them started on this path of real health and alignment. So very exciting for me.
I hope I get your name pronounced right. Huda Djali. I apologize. I do. She says, thank you so much for your huge support and help. I just want to say this, everyone. I want you to play a game. I want you to play a game that no human being is going to be your healer. No human being is going to be your savior. And then I want you to also take that which you call creator and say, the creator has given me everything that I need to have the most beautiful life. I just need to use that and step into my power. That which I call creator is always in me. It is me. And I'm going to act like it. And I'm going to make conscious, in the moment decisions. And I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I am not going to react anymore. I've been attacked like viciously by my government, by media, and understand they won't be able to get a reaction out of me. And if they come after me questioning them, I'll question them. Who do they think they are? And understand something, there's no authority over you. And understand something, even that which you call creator is not an authority over you. It loves you beyond love. And this is not a fluffy, floofy little show I do. I know that which is called universal creator has never ever judged me. My God, please help me here. You come down here and your parents lie, cry, and justify to you. When you come down here, you're a pure little spirit And by the time that you're 7, you're programmed to destroy yourself and everybody else around you. And I'm right if you want to do your homework. And the reality is this. I've always tried my best, and so have you. And even the people that go and join wars and go out there killing people that they don't even know, and they don't even know why they're there. Somebody made up a reason. They're actually there because they believe that they're going to make life better for themselves and others. We do not, as human beings, go in and take control of our subconscious. We don't. Our subconscious rules us and schools us and fools us unless we go to what we call Braveheart, brainwash, boot camp. And if you've never went to a brainwash boot camp where you learn how to brainwash yourself to create the life that you've been promised, you'll never have it. Because there's no authority, there's no teacher out there, okay? Because I know one thing, the teachers I had going all the way through school, even through college, okay? Let me tell you something. What a waste of time. Did I learn things that were great? Yes, but guess what? I spent 20 years unraveling the BS, bad science, bad belief systems. And the reality is we don't keep up with the changes. Does anybody see how fast things are changing in the planet? Does anybody realize that we didn't have blue light poisoning 30 years ago? We only had 30 years ago, we just had the computers, didn't we? And they were just coming out. We had 1G, then we went to 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Now we're at 5G, which is a weapon of war. Now we have blue light, which is a weapon of war. They're the most powerful weapons of war, and everybody just takes to them. Mm-hmm. I was in California, and I stayed with a beautiful couple, and guess what? I went into the bedroom, we went to bed, Lori and I woke up the next morning, my face felt puffy, and I said, I have this metallic taste, and I could hardly even think. I felt like I had smoked 20 joints, and I drank a quart of rye, and I stayed up all night. I mean, that's how I felt. I said, the Wi-Fi's got to be, there's got to be Wi-Fi, or there's a power box or a fuse box. I said to Lori in bed before we even got out, I said, I feel so knocked out. I'm like the canary in the coal mine, okay? And guess what? I got up and I pulled the bed. And what do you think was there, Cheryl?
I
the
think
Wi-Fi box was down on the floor behind my head. Now, don't tell me that I'm oversensitive, because anybody else that would sleep there and didn't feel anything, they're half dead already.
Well, and 5G is so incredibly poisonous to us. It's the thoraxipyrites that come out of it that affect everything in your body, your ability to fight infections or do anything. So, yeah, I can see how it would make you feel like you were just going crazy.
Sharon says, hi, Daryl. Hi, Sharon. No questions yet. I guess we talk too much, or maybe I do. So I want to talk about something here today, and then, do you ever notice that I always come in and I kind of drop the bomb a little bit? Okay, all right? I just drop the bomb a little bit. I don't mean to. I don't mean to shock people, but the problem is people are not keeping up with the ever-changing things in the world. I mentioned this the other day on a show, and I'm going to stand by this. And you don't have to buy our nutraceuticals, but you better not buy supplements. You better buy nutraceuticals, and you better find out what the difference is between a nutraceutical and a supplement. Because supplements have actually nutrients in them, but they're so low vibrational, because it's all about the vibration and all about the frequency. And a nutraceutical is the highest vibrational molecule that you can take in. And remember something. Nothing physical stays in the body, whether it's a liquid, whether it's a powder, okay, even a gas. It leaves the frequency, the light, it leaves that, and all the rest, the physical leaves. So it's all about the vibration, all about the frequency. Are you ready for this? Unless you're going to be somewhere where you can create a food forest abundance, check out Jim Gale. Check out foodforestabundance.com. I'm going to be building a food forest abundance here. I live in Extopas, Zihuatanego, and you're going to be seeing it. We're going to start growing it this October, okay? Right? What I've done is I have complete solar right now. that even when the hydro gets knocked out, the show keeps going. Isn't that amazing? I love that solar, don't you? And the reality is here is that we have to become independent. So figure out how to do it. And remember something, every one of you, the life that you have is determined by the beliefs that you're running, that you don't even know that you are, that you think are quite normal, that make up your personality, that isn't your personality. It is the people that ruled, schooled, and fooled you from 0 to 7. There you go. And here's one of them. Today, you cannot shop at a supermarket and think you're going to be healthy. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. Most of you buy packaged foods, and if you don't buy packaged foods, what do? You go and you buy fruits and vegetables, and most of those fruits and vegetables have pesticides, herbicides, and a peel, and all kinds of stuff that they're doing to them right now. And the reality is even if it's organic, most organic farmers do not replenish the minerals in the soil. If the minerals aren't in the soil and the microorganisms aren't there, like the good bacteria and all the good bugs, if it's not there, then there's no nutrition in your food. So if there's no nutrition in the soil, then there's no nutrition in the food, which is no nutrition in your body. What people consider to be health today, they could have 1, 2, or 3 autoimmune diseases, and I could say to them, how you doing? I'm doing great. Because taking drugs is a normal way of life. Having an autoimmune disease is a normal way of life, because how many people know that 92% of the population in the United States have an autoimmune disease? So that is normal because majority rules. Cheryl?
That's true. I see people coming through my clinic all the time with not just 1 or 2 ailments, but 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, because they start building up on each other. And it all comes from and starts with the amount of energy frequency that you're putting in your body that we call food. And unless you're like me, I'm very lucky, like Daryl, I live on a place where I can have a garden. I've got lots of sunshine. We don't have any overhead electrical lines or anything like that. I'm on 13 gorgeous, beautiful acres with lots of trees and oxygen. So when I go out and get my food, even as beautiful as that is, I'm still going to add nutraceuticals to my regiment, because even now I know that I'm not getting the same amount of nutrients out of the soil that I could have. And I'm using my own composting and doing everything I can. It just doesn't add up anymore like it used to.
Oh, and by the way, everybody, if you don't believe me that nutraceuticals work, go take a look at Cheryl a year ago.
Yeah, this is
all right?
true.
And guess what? Guess what are 2 things that make the biggest change? Her understanding that she is unconditional love, and that she is the primary healer, and she will not get healed or stay healed, okay, unless she takes massive personal action and works with that, what we call creation. And the reality is this, it's all about vibration and it's all about frequency. And even if she changed her personality, remember something, you want to grab light, you want to grab high frequency things from many different areas. Understand something, whether you want to believe this or not, there is more nutrition in a smile than most of the food that most of you eat. And understand this, whether you believe this or not, you can walk 10 miles. If you eat 3 meals a day and they're cooked, I don't care if they're organic. It takes the same amount of energy to walk 10 miles as it does to process 3 cooked meals. Think about that. The more you cook, the worse you look. The more you fry, the sooner you die. And the reality is, we know that inflation is making the foods go up, right? Are they going up in price? Tell me if they're going up in price. And they can be lousy. That celery, okay, those carrots, that apple, it can be crappy looking, even feel not great, but the price is still going to be the same. They're not going to bring it down, okay, and it's going to go higher. I put a challenge out to every practitioner and every medical doctor and every person out there that if you took 40% of what you're spending on your supermarket and you were to buy nutraceuticals and to get a perfect day consultation, I will give you a money-back guarantee on our consultation, which is only $95 right now. We have them on sale. That means a 1-hour consultation. We send you the audio. We send you the pdgfree.com for you to go through to look at the 4 pillars of a perfect day. And then you have lifetime free calling. How does it feel to call a naturopathic doctor you can't get? How does it feel to call any doctor that you can't get on the phone? How does it feel that you have to figure it out for yourselves? How does it feel that they make selling their products more important than training you? How does it feel to get treated and guess what? And if you're only getting treated and you're not getting trained, that's called mistreated, because unless you're going to become your own practitioner. Why can't you invest into yourself? Most people won't even spend the $95 and get a consultation. You know, isn't it something how through the generational programming that they can make us feel so valueless, so worthless? If somebody in your family was in trouble, you would give the shirt off your back. But when it comes to yourself, oh my God, that's so selfish to spend time with myself. You should be spending the first hour of the day, if possible, and the last hour of the day. They're called the power hour. And we do. Lori and I, we get up together and we spend the first hour of the day. And what do? First, we get up, we're very quiet. We do our prayer, our meditation. Then we go in the pool for 40 minutes and we just move around and we listen to the birds, and we just are so grateful and so thankful that we exist and that we can thrive and that we're alive. And the only reason why we can thrive and we're still alive and we're still young and vibrant, even though we're heading towards 70, is because we're not programmed. Cheryl?
I feel exactly the same way. My husband and I are the same way. Of course, we get up in the morning very quietly and do belly button therapy together. And then we start our day and we have our little routines that we do, but we are so grateful. Every single morning, I am so grateful. I wake up going, oh my God, happy birthday. This is like another fabulous day to create. And that's how I face every day is I get to create. I get to learn something new. I am available. And like you said, every one of my clients that have ever come to me, they are always texting. I always answer. They know that they have lifetime support of me supporting them to become their greatest, grandest advocate and to understand that real healing comes from within. I can give you guidance, but you've got to find that place inside of yourself that says, I'm worth it. And Daryl, you're right. There isn't a lot of support out there. I see people walking around stuck on survive because you do every part of your life the same. If you're feeling really bad about yourself, then you're not going to create abundance. You're not going to create lots of money. You're not going to create ease because you're too busy telling the universe and yourself that you're not worth it. So, yes.
Yeah, the bottom line is if you fit in, you're going to get done in. The bottom line is if you stick out and people think you're a whack, you're a quack, okay? All right? There's something wrong with you, you're crazy, you're insane, then guess what? You're rocking your life. So you need to take that to the bank. And I'm going to tell you this again, and guess what? Within 5 years, okay, Dr. Wolf, okay, the scam artist, okay, is going to be proven right again that you cannot shop in a supermarket if you want to be healthy. The only people that will shop in a supermarket are people that are so low vibrational, they're not awake to the fact that BlackRock owns 95% of all supermarket chains, and it's called a BlackRock, right? They're called BlackRock. Why don't you look them up? They have more money than anybody else on the planet. They're the psycho tyrants, okay? And they want you to own nothing and be happy. And the reality is if you think that they're going to be putting food in there, that it's high vibrational, is going to make you awake and in the present moment to own it, you've got another thing coming. Okay, they will devitalize that food, not just because of taking the minerals from the soils and the microorganisms. They will devitalize that food by poisoning it. And they will get things passed through government that, guess what? If I even put one of these ingredients, I'd end up in jail. But there is no justice system. There's only what they call a justice system for the majority of the population. Okay, but for these psycho tyrants, there's no justice system. Seriously. So what do you got to do? You got to put a smile on your face. You got to become independent. You cannot be waiting for a savior. You also have to go, if I had unlimited possibility, okay, and that which we call creator loved me and works for me, where would I be? What would my life look like? What would I feel like? And what would I be teaching? What would I be teaching myself and teaching others if I believed I had unlimited possibility and I let go of every belief that put an invisible chokehold on me? I'm telling you right now, and this is the truth, 75% of all the products in a health food store are not healthy. Did you get that? Did you know that there's only 1 to 2% in a supermarket that could be declared healthy enough that we should be eating as vibrational, light energy, electrical magnetic beings? And every time that you eat or drink or get involved with people that are in low vibrational habits or lifestyles, they're bringing your frequency down. The most important thing to ever protect is your vibration. This is why in our nutraceuticals, we have the highest vibrational. I mean, we're rock stars with nutraceuticals. We know how to do it. I've been doing this for 40 years. So you can say, wow, is he ever pushing his products today? They're not products. They're energy medicine. And it's the same type of energy medicine thought as why we use cell sonic regeneration on our patients when they come here with physical problems, because we electrify their muscles. We decalcify and ionize the displaced calcium. And then we do the non-surgical, and I don't see, do you see other practitioners offering a money-back guarantee on the first treatment, that they will accomplish more in that treatment than all the others put together? That's my money back, and I back Cheryl with that, and I back every other practitioner, that I will back them with that. Because understand, it's not because we're special, it's not because we're geniuses, it's because it's logical. Anything that we do, that Cheryl does, that I do, you can do, and you can do better. You should be able to take all our information that we're giving to you and use your imagination and actually do better than us. And that is the truth. You know what Doc Talk Live is about? It's for you to becoming alive. It's for you to have value. I want you today, at the end of this show, to have a $10 million price tag on you, not one that's a nickel 95. Cheryl?
That's absolutely true. I see myself as limitless, that I can have absolutely everything that I desire, and that's what happens. My life unfolds. Is it going to happen immediately? Sometimes. Sometimes it's instant, and sometimes it unfolds like this beautiful flower. So I'm always excited to see how life is going to unfold for me, because I already know that I'm going to have everything I desire. So yes, you're right.
This afternoon, we'll be coming back on, Cheryl and I and a couple of the other practitioners, and we'll be talking about BHM Power Pack. That's the show, bhmpowerpack.com. And whether you believe this or not, we are setting up Power Pack clinics all over the world, where we're taking cardio med beds out of hospitals that were worth $250,000, the new ones that hardly have been used, and we're making sure that they work like a brand new one, they look like a brand new one, and we're actually getting those to clinics at $35,000, and then also they can pick a whole life health coach certification, or they can pick a Wolf non-surgical certification course for free. And they can also, if they're a woman, they can have the woman's pelvic 3-day masterclass. If they purchase a cell sonic regeneration, they get all the courses free, all three of them free. You understand something right now, okay? And this is the mission of Braveheart Nation, is to create clinics everywhere that are Power Pack clinics to prove that, guess what? We're going to reverse the irreversible. We're going to take the impossible and make it I am possible. We're going to make when the so-called health professionals out there say there's nothing we can do for you, we are only getting started. Cheryl?
I could not imagine my clinic without my Power Pack, because I have clients that come to me, and we'll talk about this later, I know, the cardio med bed, the cell sonic, because the results that they get is just like off the charts. And everybody is so surprised and so amazed that in such a short period of time, your body is hungry to wake up and start self-healing. And it is so amazing how easy it is for your body to get back on track. You just have to take massive personal action. You have to change the way you've been doing things ad nauseum that have given you the same results of pain and dis-ease. So it
You
works.
have to mind your own business. You have to mind your own business and not care what your family thinks, your friends think, okay? And then you got to find your own tribe. Oh yes, you'll always have your family, but guess what? You better find your tribe. You better find people that vibrate or want to vibrate at a higher level, or those that vibrate higher, or you'll never fly. And you've got to fly. That's first, love yourself. And guess what? You need to love yourself more than anybody else has ever loved you, because I don't know if you noticed it or not, but when you rely on other people to love you, it's a pretty bumpy road, isn't it? Well, maybe
Yep.
not for the first year, but after that, when the honeymoon is over, guess what? It's always been about learning how to love and care for yourself and let yourself completely off the hook. I don't know why, but there's belief systems out there that if we don't punish ourselves or guilt ourselves or hold back love from ourselves, that we're absolutely dangerous. And that the world says if you do this, you need to go to judgment jail for this long. And I'm telling the world to piss off, okay? And nicely, piss off, because you made up a bunch of rules, okay? And those came from the tyrant fools that actually wanted to take the majority and then imprison them to the point of slavery. And understand something. I will have nothing to do with anything that I've ever learned unless it's based on unconditional love and care for myself. And I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it anymore. Why don't you go and play that song today? I'm not going to take it anymore. And guess what? You're not taking anything. You're actually abusing yourself and hurting yourself more than anybody else out there.
How
Let
many
me tell you
times have we
something.
heard, no pain, no gain?
Yeah.
If that was the truth, then we'd all have everything we ever wanted, because everybody's walking around in so much pain.
You know, we come out of the gate pretty strong. I get it. And like I said this morning on my one a day, I'm not here for the monkeys that jump from branch to branch. It's called the monkey mind. I'm here for the lions, okay, that hear the roar and understand that there's so much more. So I understand that that's only 1% of the population, 1% of 1% of the population. I get it. I know that I'm not going to be the guy that everybody wants to watch or come on or listen to. I know that. I know that I irritate people because I'm challenging them to become more. What? Do you just want me to just come on and stroke you and tell you that it's going to be okay? Well, it's not going to be okay unless you are the way. You have to become that Braveheart way. Cheryl?
Absolutely. If you are the person that's in this zoot suit that's going through life, only you can make a difference, and nobody can do it for you, ever. People can give you information, like when I found Whole Life Coach and Dr. Darrell Wolfe and everything that I learned, I'm the one that jumped in with both feet and went, I have to have this. I was hungry for it. And I jumped in with both feet and I went running towards what I consider that joy in my life. And now I'm there. I took massive personal action. I live every day in joy and pain-free. Thank you very much. And
yeah, pain-free. Guess what? Pain-free, drug-free, addiction-free. That can be you, that can be me, it can be all of us together. Why do you buy into their BS story, bad science story? Daryl, why don't you tell people what were some of the things that helped you along the way? That's it. Just whatever it was. Doesn't have to be, just whatever it was that you found that helped you. And guess what, guys? Usually the things that really help you don't cost you much money at all. It's you learning to take your kitty litter that you've created and make it back into a sandbox and actually unleash the child within and go and play with yourself. Daryl?
Well, for me, And as simple as this sounds, Daryl, some of the most powerful work I did was the mirror work, was actually sitting in front of a mirror and telling me how much I love myself. And I mean, not just passing by or quickly, but I mean dropping in as if I'm looking into a lover's eyes, because that's what you are. You're looking into this lover's eyes until I could feel it at the very core of my being. And I did that every single day, morning and night, until it became me, until I really realized. And of course, I did do the work of getting rid of old bad habits. I started that journey of, looking at my negative thought patterns. Where did it start? How do I dissolve that? How do I change how I have always been talking and being? And all these things don't cost money, but they absolutely made a difference. And they also then gave me this sense of value that I didn't have before. And I always thought that I really loved myself and I gave myself whatever I wanted. But the truth was, I was very busy giving everybody else what I thought they wanted in order to have them like me. And that's what a lot of people do. And it starts in our families. Now my family just goes, huh. I don't see them as often, because even when it's just slowly but surely, what I'm watching is I don't go and talk to them. I don't go and preach anything that I'm doing. I just show up happy and pain-free. And after a while, they're going to go, so what is it again that you're doing? Because, wow, look at you. And it does show. It shows in your eyes. It shows in your skin. It shows in your energy. And people want to hang out with me because my frequency is high. And so I get more discerning as I go on. And one of the other things I do for myself is I don't hang out with people who are really negative and aren't willing to change.
Oh, you don't hang around with people that are really negative, so you just hang around with people that are negative then?
No, I hang out with people that are always positive and their frequency is really high, or they're willing to be high.
Yeah. And I'm going to say something, and I don't know if you get into this, Cheryl, but even when I'm teaching the Whole Life Health certification course, do you know how many people, when we actually practice the mirror work, and one of the biggest statements is, please, I'm not poking at it. Oh, and just know this, everybody, if you've got messages, put them on, because I'll see them. I'm on Restream. So what are messages for Restream? Facebook, Rafa, Telegram, Twitter, which is X, and TikTok. So if you've got questions, you can send them in. But one of the biggest problems that people have with the mirror work is this. Now, I am not picking on anyone. This is the statement. And Cheryl, you can confirm this or not. Dr. Wolf, when I do the mirror work and I tell myself that I approve of myself and love myself, I feel like I'm coming up against my religion, or that I am a sinner, and that I am being very selfish, okay, about who I am. And I'm going, really? So approving of yourself and telling yourself that you love yourself and you're going to care for yourself, do you actually think that that which created the whole universe is going to be coming after you for this? I said, you need to really think about this, okay? Who told you this? Well, my pastor, my priest, my whatever, okay? My parents, my family. I'm going, I just need you to sit with this, okay? And understand. So you believe that you are going to go to hell, or you're going to be punished if you love and care for yourself. I think that that is the greatest thing that you can do, to respect that created you. What do you think, everyone? Or do you think maybe I'm just crazy and I teach selfishness? What do you think, Cheryl?
Well, I think that people kind of misunderstood the word, what was actually being told to us. If our Creator is nothing but love and we're made in His image, then we can be nothing but love. That is the truth. Everything else had to be how we dumbed ourselves down. And that only comes when people want to control who we are, because that's how powerful we are when we are in a place of self-love.
What if everyone knew how to nourish themselves on an emotional and physical level? How many people would be in pain? How many people would be demanding from their family to fill up their heart? You're responsible for me. You need to look after me. I married you. You know, you're my partner. You need to wipe my bum. you need to wipe my nose, but don't do it at the same time.
You know what, Daryl, you're absolutely right, though, because I have a family that grew up in the whole Catholic religion. Not that I'm naming religions, but I have to tell you, to this day, my mother still says, "You're my oldest daughter. You're supposed to be taking care of me in my old age." And I'm thinking to myself, no, you need to take care of yourself, Mom. Have a little bit more love for yourself, and you wouldn't be waiting for somebody else to take care of you. You can't wait for somebody else to do it for you. Self-love is an inside job.
We need to always be there for each other.
Yes.
We have to be there for each other. But we're not there as an ambulance. Okay? We're there for moral mutual support, that we are all going to bring our vibration up 1% every day. And listen, let me tell you something right now. The people that want to be looked after, because they've been programmed that they have to be looked after at a certain age, or this is the way it's always been done. Well, I'm stopping the way it's always been done. Thank you very much. You know, it doesn't matter at any age. When I'm 97, I'm still going to have the same routine. Okay? I might move a little bit slower because I might just give it a little bit more thought. But that's the only reason why. But understand, I will have the flexibility, I'll have the mobility, I'll have the energy. Okay? Because understand something. It is your belief systems that are making you sick or making you well. Sick people have sick beliefs. Healthy people have healthy beliefs. Poor people have poverty consciousness. That's not true, Dr. Wolf. You don't understand my situation. Well, I'm sure everybody does, because you tell them all the time. And whatever you talk about the most is what you're going to get. So why don't you try to envision something different, and then take massive personal action and actually stop complaining and stop explaining and start taking massive personal action on what you want to be and what you want to see, and stop being jealous of other people and envious, and just know that they didn't get to where they got to because they stepped in it or they got lucky. No, we have to make lucky. We don't get lucky. And then people say, "Oh, you're so lucky, Dr. Wolf." And I'll tell you something. Things always don't go my way, but they always go my way. Understand something. I just spent 14 days in Los Angeles dealing with a government issue, how they wanted to stop me from doing a training and a lecture. Okay? And the reality is that I've got my own platform here, so they're never going to truly stop me. They can stop me from getting on a certain plane, going into a certain country, because I'm a threat. I'm dangerous. Understand, I'll tell you what's dangerous. Anything that's going to come up against corporations that rule the government, and the government rules everything that is a system out there, and I'm not part of any of that system. I'm going to keep telling you that it's all fear. Your fear, okay, with your fear, you're getting it up the rear all day long, and you're going to continually get it. Why don't you practice courage? Practice courage. And when you practice courage, it's not telling people off. It's not getting angry. It's speaking with a soft voice saying, "No, I don't accept that. I deserve better, and I'm going to have it." And the only reason that people are going to know that you deserve better is because you're actually going to take the time to give you better. And when you start giving yourself better, and you've never done it before, people are going to say you're selfish. Why? Because that whole time you were spending time trying to get love from everyone else, and now you're going in and sparking your own love. What if we all had unconditional love for ourselves? What kind of light would that create on this beautiful planet called planet Earth? What do you think, Cheryl?
What do I think? I think you're absolutely right. Because when I'm loving myself, that's all I have to give. And when I see people, I just see love. I see people, I just see all these amazing energy beings walking around the planet. And it's like, oh, just smile. Just put a smile on your face. It's amazing how if you smile, it raises your frequency, period. You can't fake a smile. You know, it's like,
Cheryl, piss off.
Yeah.
I'm not going to smile. What are you smiling about?
Because
you know
I can.
Piss off, Cheryl. You know what? I'm having a bad day and you walk around smiling. Is there something mentally wrong with you? Are you challenged? Okay?
Absolutely.
You want to piss people off? Smile. Smile. Just go around smiling. Okay? You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. People are so shocked, but Lori's not shocked anymore because I just do it all the time. All right? Spread the love. Spread smiles all over the place in case we need to find you. Because understand something. Okay? You know why nobody's giving you attention? Do you know why? Because you don't have a bright light. I mean, are you shining love wherever you go? Okay? Are you focusing on what you want to see in your life? And are you focusing on the good things? And understand something. I don't have blinders, but understand, I'm not like this. Squirrel. I mean, the majority of the population play squirrel. Come on. The war in Ukraine, give me a break. Palestine, give me a break. The whole Trump thing, give me a break. This is the greatest show on earth. I'm not trying to poo-poo on anyone. But if you actually think that things aren't orchestrated to entertain you and then train you to what they want you to be, come on, it's all part of everything. You know, let's get electric cars that cause 100% more pollution than a gas car. Why don't you do your homework? Okay? Everything, the 15-minute city, yeah, let's just put everybody in cages. That's never going to happen to me. Nobody's going to cage me. Nobody's going to tell me what to do. I am going to live this life. You know what? I travel enough that I'm not part of the majority that live their life in a small box, actually thinking we're running out of water, actually thinking we're running out of air, running out of love, running out of food, running out of everything. And the only thing that comes out of these mouths of these psycho tyrants is just complete lies. And anybody that believes any of this stuff, you know what? How do I add pain and toxicity to this planet when I believe in unconditional love for everyone, and even if people don't like me? And I will put no poisons into my body. And if I do, I might play with it a little bit, but I will never do it to the point that I hurt myself or I throw myself out of alignment and then everybody calls it a disease when there are no diseases. The reality is this. Don't worry, everybody. You can become an alcoholic, a drug addict. You can even become an abuser because the world is letting everybody just destroy themselves right now. And guess what? We have lowered our vibrational well-being so far. But listen, those people that are awake are bringing it way up. One person brings their vibration up, they can affect 10,000 people. And I will not be infected or affected by anything that goes on outside of my world. Because it's a lie, it's an illusion. You go ahead and buy into it, and then ask yourself, do you like feeling upset with your stomach? Do you like having headaches? Do you like having no energy? Do you like feeling stiff? Do you like swelling, your body swelling up? Do you like being able not to digest things? Do you like being scared? I'm not scared of anything. I am a eternal being. Like I said this morning on my one-a-day, the day that I feel that it's too difficult to tell the truth, I won't come on anymore. That's it. And then I'll just go live my truth. I want you to think about this. Here's my vision. I picture loving everyone first thing in the morning. And I picture that they're all my family and that we were created by the same creator. And today, if I can make somebody smile or feel more courageous about loving themselves, caring for themselves, finding their passion, finding their purpose, making a decision not to eat the garbage that the family eats, not to watch the garbage or spew out the garbage. It takes bravery to do that because the herd will attack you. Because you know what? If people don't want to change, but you want to change, they're going to trip you up, baby. And that's because the subconscious was built for one thing: fear because of survival. That's it. The subconscious is mainly one thing: survival. Daryl, I know you're sick, but at least you're not dead. This new thing, a whole plant-based diet, cell-sonic regeneration, taking control of your own health, your own mind, that's very scary. Well, the subconscious was actually programmed for fear and nothing else. And that fear is to make sure you survive even if you're sick, to make sure you survive even if you're miserable. You know what? A lot of people talk about how the subconscious, and you can't get rid of that fear thing because it's built into us. I don't have it. I don't fear loss. You have to understand something. 15 years ago, I lost everything financially. My family blew up like an atomic bomb. And guess what? Out of that, I realized, you know, financially, I to the point I had $2,200 in my bank account. Sage was living with us. I was with Lori, and I had no fear. So yes, I have learned through the suffering, but I'm not repeating it. How many people repeat the same dang thing every day, every month, every year? If you have any disease, then guess what? You have programs that are actually killing you. And they're not your programs. They're not you. You know what? I'm an actor. You're an actor. But at least if I'm going to be an actor, I'm going to write my own script. 99.9% of the population, their script was actually written by the teachers they went to. And those teachers, their script was written by the government. And their script was written by the Rockefellers in North America and in Europe by the Rothschilds. And that's the God's truth. I don't want to get into it. I am not a political person. But I will tell you that it affects most people and actually infects them. I will not be infected by any of it. Because anything to do with any of that, I'm not angry. I'm not going to protest, because things will only change when the majority decide that they're not going to accept it. And as long as the majority accepts something like taxation, inflation, inflammation, okay, mutation, then that's what's going to be served. As long as you accept it, they're going to serve it to you. Cheryl?
Well, you said a lot there. And, you know, I see all the subliminal programming on TV. You know, if you ever see an animal leave the herd, they get killed, right? So you're never supposed to leave the herd. You're never supposed to run out on your own. Well, the truth is, I'm always outside the herd, and I'm always running at my own speed, and I'm, doing what I do, because I know that fear is false evidence appearing real. It isn't real. And it is just about reprogramming your thoughts. And there are courses and classes and things that you can take. And it isn't about coming and getting a quick fix. You know, you can come to a clinic, you can go down to see Daryl, you can get a quick fix, but if you don't change the foundation of how you've been doing your life.
We don't do quick fixes down here. We don't have people doing that. Nobody comes here. No, the least that anybody comes here for is 10 days.
Right?
You know, they might come for 7 days for a training. But most people that actually come down here, Cheryl, they're here for 3 weeks.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore, Cheryl. And
Good.
Understand, we ran what was called Extapa World Healing and Training. And we would have 200 people come down for my lectures, trainings, treatments. We had 10 treatment rooms, everybody. And I'll tell you something right now. Now, there was a sugar show. And the reality is I learned a lot from that. And we did help a lot of people that were already there and were going to take massive personal action. And then the rest of the people were around to hope that that would rub off on them. Oh, I hope it rubs off on me. I hope I can change. Well, hope don't float. Massive personal action. So that's why at the DOD 5-star down here, Cheryl, we don't do that. We will not do that. Nobody's allowed to come and do a hit and run. Okay? All right? I'm done with that. And the reality is when we had lots of people coming down, that's when CBC Marketplace decided they would do a show on this. And you know, you have to understand, we would have 200 people down there, and we'd have people that were coming down that were so ill. You know, some of the people should never even have come down because they were that far gone. Okay? And then what happens is, if you actually are, how can I say this, challenging the government or the medical system, and we're not challenging them, we're just telling them that you don't need the medical system for only 1% of your life, or if. And the reality is they don't like the message. So the reality is we can't work with people. I would rather work with a family or a couple or a small group and rock their world instead of rolling the dice and hoping that they get it. So no, the DoD 5-star, we don't do no hit and runs no more, Cheryl.
I love that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Okay, and the reality is I'm really good at what I do, and it's not going to be wasted. I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm not going to waste anybody's money. And people will call us up, Cheryl, and go, I just want to come down for 3 days, and I just want you to turn this around, and no, not doing it, because it can't be done. Because the reality is this, we can actually, through energy medicine, non-surgical, nutraceuticals, we can make the change, and you're going, wow. But guess what? What are you going to do when you go back to the place that gave you the disease, the dis-ease? What are you going to do? Believe it or not, you came together with your family, your friends, and your lifestyle, and that gave you the disease. Are you going to have enough change in your personality to love, honor, and respect yourself when everybody says, why won't you eat this? Why won't you drink this? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why have you changed everything? What, watching hockey game now is not good enough for you? You know, eating this, doing that. I mean, is your family not good for you? What, you're better than us now? So we need to really cement that in. Oh no, I am not interested. You know, do we have people coming down to Extop-Aziwatanego and they want to come for a treatment? Yeah, absolutely. We can come in, we're going to make sure that they can walk properly because of that knee problem, that neck problem. They're going to get, most of the time, they're going to get total relief so they can go out there and do what they need to do. Remember, everybody's different. Some people are here to rock their world, and some people just come to turn the burner down. They don't want to go to surgery, or they don't want to have that pain, or they don't want to have that suffering. Well, we can get rid of that. We're not here to try to sell everyone that unconditional love is the way, and you need to become your own practitioner, your own doctor. That's 1% of 1%. We're still to help everybody on whatever level, but I am never going to go back to having, 100 to 200 people, filling up a resort like we did and doing that, because that's when they come to attack you. Hey, let me tell you something. Right here in the studio, there's a wall. Nobody gets in here unless we want it. And the DoD 5-star, there's a big wall around that. It's right in the middle of a jungle, okay? It's a 3-bedroom, 5-star resort. And that is for families, for couples, for groups to come in. And that's where we bring the thunder down. I mean, most people don't even know where it is here in Extop-Aziwatanego. And that's the reality. I'm not hiding out, that's kind of obvious. But I need to protect what we have. And what we have, it's the best healing ever, because it's all about creating the perfect day from the moment you rise till you close your eyes, and getting rid of all of the lies. And I said lies, not just dysfunctional belief systems, because you are a miracle. And guess what? You've been through hell because you believe their BS. Because there wasn't a person or a teacher that you went to school with that wasn't twisted. Because they cannot be part of a twisted system and get away with it. Anybody that goes rogue and believes in unconditional love, unconditional care, and true healing will be ostracized, will be eliminated. And that's the truth.
Well, we covered a lot of stuff today.
Well,
and I hope that people got the message.
Well, the message is this. Connect to your lion heart breath. 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. Put a slight smile on your face, put your shoulders back, and then say, if I truly love myself, what would my life look like? Who would I be with? What would I be doing? What would I like to become? How would it really look? Because that which we call creator wants to give it to you. And the people that say, I never get anything, do you know why? Because they say they never get anything. If they said that you know what, I deserve everything beautiful, try that one. It will feel very awkward. Even people saying, I totally love myself. Well, Daryl, that's a lie. I don't totally love myself. Well, guess what? They taught you to lie to yourself until there was almost nothing left of you emotionally and physically. Now, you become the liar. And if it feels like a lie, you tell it long enough and strong enough and guess what? You'll start believing that you deserve to be healed, that you deserve to be loved, and that you deserve the abundance in this life that is offered. And the reality is if I lost everything physical and material here today that we can see, I still have everything. Because once you have unconditional love, the potential, I'm alive, I'm breathing, I can actually stay in the present moment when the whole world's blowing up or my world just blew up and I've got a slight smile and I'm connected to my breath. Because if you don't, you're not able to strategize your next moment and understand when things happen like that, you don't fall apart. You don't get into anxiety. And if you start to feel the anxiety, change it into excitement and say, this is all going to be great. And we're going to figure this out. We got this, family. We got this, friends. I got this. I am this. Cheryl?
I am too. I really am. It's how I live my life. And I love my life every day.
Now, this might not have been the Doc Talk you thought you were going to get.
Yeah.
We will be doing on Doc Talk Live, and we'll be talking about products. We'll be talking about therapies. We'll be talking about techniques. Okay? But we weren't set up today properly for it. Actually, and tomorrow or today, I don't know if I have time, I'm going to show how to properly rebound. Okay, everyone? If I don't do it today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And what do we want? Okay, it's 12:10. What do I need to know that for? Oh, because that's the time. Okay, thank you. Cheryl, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you later today.
Okay, so Cheryl, where do you live?
I live in Occidental, California. For those who don't know where that is, it's about 60 miles north of San Francisco along the coast. So my property is like a mile from the ocean and 13 acres of redwoods. And it is absolutely amazing. If you know where Santa Rosa is or Sebastopol, I'm about 40 minutes from there. And my clinic has everything. We have the Cellsonic Regenerative, we have the Cardio Med Bed, we have other energy devices. I'm a master practitioner. I do perfect day consultations, Wolf Non-Surgical. Everything that you need is here, including amazing nutraceuticals you can buy from my clinic.
And what's your clinic called?
My clinic is Health and Vitality Engaged. And same website, healthandvitalityengaged.com, or you can reach me personally at 707-322-1979.
Thank you. And you do know, Cheryl, that I was talking to quite a few people when I was in LA for those 14 days, and it looks like in the fall time we'll be coming to do lectures. So I don't know. I'm supposed to maybe do one in LA, and then I might be going and doing one in San Diego. And if you want to organize one, I'll come up to Occidental. And maybe, how far is San Francisco from you?
It's about an hour and a half.
Oh, too far.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we could do like Santa Rosa is a centrally located Sonoma County area, and we could set one up there and get a lot of people. So just tell me the month you think you'll get here, and I can set that up.
Okay. Well, we'll probably we'll talk about that this coming week. We'll start kind of figuring out a plan. Okay.
I like it.
All right. And then we'll come and do the Day with the Doc, and we'll also do Heal Yourself, Heal Your Family lecture. Okay. All right.
I like it.
Thank you, Cheryl. And we'll see you this afternoon on BHN Power Pack, where we'll be talking, everybody, about what we do. I mean, it's important to, what we do, what the Power Pack, DoD Power Pack clinics do around the world. And if you want to find somebody with a Cellsonic regeneration machine, or you want to find somebody with a cardio med bed, or does the Wolf non-surgical and has the nutraceuticals, then you can go to bhnpowerpack.com. We have what's called a map there. And anybody that actually, even if they take part of our training, they have the ability to actually go on the world map. And that's what we want to do, is we want to create a Braveheart nation of people that are really taking massive personal action and giving back the power to their practitioners. You have to understand, I get it. Okay, it's time to go for a treatment. But guess what? We'll do that for you. We'll turn down the burner. But when is it time to become your own practitioner? Please go to braveheartnation.com or BHN University and take a look at the Whole Life Health Coach certification, the Wolf Non-Surgical certification. If you've always wanted to bring the thunder down. We also have a 3-day masterclass for women. Okay, can we bring up the slides, please? So I'm just going to go through some of the things here. Okay. All right. So there's our, for 2024. All right. We're going to be in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, everybody, if you take a look here. And you'll see that the course is in October. You can see that. And what we'll be doing is starting off with the Whole Life Health Coach certification, then the Wolf Non-Surgical certification, and then the 3-day masterclass for women. This is the most beautiful place here. What you're taking a look at there, that was actually the bay in Zihuatanejo, and it's a place I'll be going to. Today I'm going there, La Ropa Beach, and I'm going to be going swimming there. It's a beautiful bay, and you can see the sun sets right in the middle of the bay, and you've got the mountains all around you, and the water that comes in is so peaceful because it's such a large bay, right? So it's really, and they have the turtle release there as well. There's so much to do here. And you can go to dod5star.com and take a look at all the things that you can do if you decide that you would like to either come for a training, or if you want to come to dod5star.com and take part of the most powerful healing, okay? And that is self-healing. But we have the most powerful energy medicine equipment and techniques. And that is our DoD 5-star. Can you bring that back up, please? So that's our DoD 5-star, and this is an exclusive private clinic where you actually stay. There is a structured saltwater, ionized silver, copper, zinc pool that you swim in, and we have bicycles there for you. We're right off of a golf course. We're 5 minutes by biking to beautiful restaurants and beautiful beaches. And there is actually approximately 50 kilometers, otherwise about 35 miles of beautiful bike trails all over the place. Next slide, please. Again, Dr. Sage Wolf is on the road right now. He's in Toronto doing a personal treatment and training. And then he can come anywhere to you, and he will teach you how to do the Wolf Non-Surgical, whether it's just a personal treatment and training to learn it for your family. He can teach your whole family. Or he can certify you and come to your clinic or come to your home anywhere around the world if you're interested, okay? Also, this is our 2025 schedule, and you can see that we're going to be in Ixtapa in the new year, okay, in February. Then we're going to Calgary, Canada, then back again in Ixtapa, and then we're in Florida, okay, all right, in the spring. And then we're back here in Ixtapa in the spring as well. That will be our schedule. We are not going to be going too far because I believe that they served us the hors d'oeuvre with COVID, and they're coming with something really big. And guess what? You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. I strategize everything. Life is an adventure. I'm not going to get angry at the government or these psycho tyrants because the majority of the population is going to allow this to happen. I'm just going to figure out how to strategize to have the best life ever. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope I stirred it up a little bit, okay? You know, there was a song by the Pointer Sisters, and I'm going to play that one day, and it's called Stir It Up, and I just love that song. So I hope I stirred it up, but I hope I didn't piss you off, because some people get irritated when you stir them up too much. Well, the reality is I can't see you, but guess what? Everybody's different. Some people like what I have to say. Some people don't like what I have to say. Some people want to think about it. Some people don't want to think about it at all. The reality is this. You're never going to make everybody happy, so stop. Start looking at making yourself happy. And if you're processing through your heart and you're triggering that God spot in your heart, then guess what? Even if somebody is pissed off, it wasn't you.
Bye, Daryl.
Okay? All right. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Cheryl, have the best day of your life, girl.
You too. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.